Can FHA and VA buyers compete in this market? Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, it's Rosemary Lewis, your educator agent with eXp Realty. And today we are going to talk about something that is a hot topic and like a lot of you trying to figure out, how do my FHA and VA buyers win contracts in this market, and is it worth it? Can they even compete? But before we get into it, y'all, if you could do me a favor and go ahead and subscribe to my channel and click the bell. That way you are notified every time that I post a video. And then if you ever want to connect on social, I am Rosemary the Realtor on Instagram. I love to engage with you all there, and I like to drop a few videos over there too. But let's talk about today's topic. Okay, so I am like many of you. This housing market in 2021, as I'm recording this video, is like none other. I will be the first to say that, like, who would have thunk it? Like, not even think it. Who would have thunk it that after a whole pandemic that we would be facing what we are facing now? Now, I have done videos in the past, and I'll link them here, just really talking about how 2021 is a tough market. And honestly, it's tough for buyers and sellers and agents and honestly anyone in the industry. Is it impossible? No. But full transparency, it is tough. And one of the biggest hurdles that I hear are for those who are VA buyers or FHA buyers and those agents that are representing those buyers. And I hear a lot of misinformation, even when I am offering on properties or even when I receive offers from properties, my listings. And I just want to clear up a little bit of confusion about whether or not these types of buyers, these amazing buyers that we have, can they even compete in this market? So here is tip number one that I want to share with you. First of all, there is a lot of agents, even a lot of sellers, because of what agents are depositing, think that because there is a buyer that is going through VA financing or FHA financing, that they cannot pay over appraised value. And what I will tell you is that that is false, okay? Now, double check with your lender, double check with the rules and laws in your state. But I know that for my state, I am in the state of Texas, that we do have a rule, okay? There is an appraisal addendum that we can attach to our contracts that says that the buyer agrees to pay over appraised value. And that addendum cannot be used, like it says it right on the top of the addendum, that it cannot be used with a VA or an FHA loan because the lender will reject it. And this is where the confusion comes in at, though, is that even though we cannot use that addendum when writing or submitting an offer, you still can offer above list price, okay? You still can guarantee that your client will pay a certain amount above that number, but you just can't use that form in order to secure that guarantee. Now, there are different ways about when you're offering, how to solidify to the listing agent and the sellers that your buyer is available. I've seen attorneys draft letters. I have seen people use the third-party financing and just put in an amount that the property must appraise to for the financing, which is totally different from the sales price or the contract price. But you can offer more as long as, ding, 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 your clients have the funds to pay the difference. So we're in the same situation, just like a conventional loan, except they just can't go all the way up to the sky. You know, they can't do a full waiver in most cases, but we can offer and guarantee past the appraised value. I want to share that because I know that there are a lot of people who think that they're not even going to be in the game because of the type of financing that they are able to do. And here's another thing, just because someone's FHA or VA, that might not mean that they can't afford or they're not a good candidate. I have a client who is going VA because with the amount of loan, he can qualify conventional, but with the amount of loan, it's just better terms for him to go VA, and he will be able to qualify for a higher loan amount, even paying the difference. So don't turn your nose up if you are a seller or a listing agent and you receive an offer like that, but just make sure that you hammer down. If you are representing the buyer, make sure that you also hammer down and figure out exactly, can you offer over appraised value? Make sure that you have a conversation with the lender so your buyer knows automatically, okay, if you're offering over appraised value, this is the amount. If it appraises to this and you have to make up the difference, this is the amount that you can expect to bring to closing, and then go for your offer. You can go just as strong as conventional offers are, as long as you've had those conversations with the lender and with your buyer and everybody is clear on what the numbers will equate to. So, want to bust that myth, because yes, your FHA and your VA buyers can compete. They can offer more. They can't use that addenda in Texas. Check your own state. But there are ways that we can secure and prove to the sellers that we can pay more than the appraised value. Okay? Now, here's the next tip though. I know that a lot of you are saying, okay, well, honestly, my VA or my FHA buyer, or even in some cases my conventional buyer, they are not as cash strong. You know, they have their down payment, they have their regular closing costs, but they're not in a position to pay these crazy, exuberant amounts over asking price. What do I do? It's gonna take a little patience, but here is my suggestion. My suggestion is that if you find yourself in that predicament, that first of all, you have an honest conversation with your clients about the state of the market, because let's just be honest, we don't want to set them up for failure and set them up for frustration and set them up for defeat. And there is a balance between being honest and being a doomsday deliverer, okay? You don't want to deliver doomsday news, but we want to be honest and give strategies. So one strategy that I am using with my clients who may not have as much cash on hand that they are willing to part with in order to offer over appraised value is we just need to be strategic on what we are looking at in the market, right? So if we're not looking to be, or if we're not in a position to be as competitive, then I know that you love the house as soon as it comes to market, but we may need to focus on homes that have been on the market 10 to 14 days, because that says that it hasn't flown off. It's not, in many cases, that means that it's not in a multiple offer situation yet. In those cases, you call the agents, you establish rapport. Now, we'll be honest, you know, inventory is low, so we may have to realign our clients' expectations, but there are some hidden gems, even if they have a little bit of market time on them. So at least you're not telling your client, hey, I'm not telling you that we're knocked out of the game, but I am telling you that we may have to shift focus on the homes that we are targeting and target things that haven't been on the market as long, and then that way we don't have as much competition for those homes. It's not the most ideal situation, but at least we are providing value and we are giving resources and we are giving strategies for what they can do other than just waiting, because everyone is not eager to hear that they need to wait, even if sometimes that is the case, but at least with this suggestion, you are giving an opportunity. And here's the next suggestion. Now, this last suggestion is getting a little slimmer. I know it's slim in my market, but in some markets in other parts of the country, this may be a really good bet for you, is to look at new construction for your clients. A lot of times with new construction, they won't be in the multiple offer realm, especially if the builder has inventory. And then that way, we are securing, it's a little bit of a better way to secure your VA and your FHA buyers. But here's a caution with new construction, and I still want you to continue to have these conversations with your clients, is that the cost for new builds has risen drastically, and their material costs are now impacting what they are contracting homes for. So there is a real possibility, and be in conversation with that new build salesperson. Watch the comps in the area for your personal client, because there is a real possibility that even though they're in a new build and they didn't have to bid over, that the builder is pricing ahead of the appraisals, meaning that there still might be that gap that the client will need to make up if they want the house, because let's be real, they're just going to resell it. The builders are not coming down right now. That's just been my experience. So if you're targeting new builds, it's definitely, if you have new builds in your area, it's definitely something that you may want to introduce to your veteran, your VA, and your FHA buyers, but just be cautious when you do so. Okay, y'all, I hope this video was helpful. Because I'm in the market just like you, and I'm out here competing for my clients and have been successful in winning. I'm not gonna tell you I win every time, but I have had a good amount of success. So I've created something for you that I hope will be helpful, and it is a multiple offer strategy checklist. If you go to my website, www.rosemarylewis.com/multiple offers, then you will be able to download that checklist for absolutely free. And if you made it to the end of this video and you are not subscribed to my channel, what are you doing with your life? Go ahead and subscribe. And if there's ever anything that you would like me to discuss and to share with you, I am happy to do it. Have a good one.